Appraisal templates in performance module. Appraisal templates helps you to define your appraisal process so that when you're actually creating an appraisal cycle, you can directly select an appraisal template, fill in the information, and then you can initiate the process. So creating an appraisal template is nothing but you're going to include what are all factors that you would like to have with respect to an appraisal process. For example, you can pick only self-appraisal and manager's appraisal as a part of one specific appraisal template. You can create another appraisal template with self-appraisal, multi-rater review, and manager's review. So now we have two different templates created. When you're initiating an appraisal process, you will have an option to pick from any one of this template. That is, if your appraisal process will not have multi-rater review, you can go with the first template, which has only the self-appraisal and the manager's review. So the appraisal template makes it easy for the admins to initiate the appraisal cycle. Let's see how to create appraisal templates in performance module. In order to do that, let's navigate to settings, performance, and under configuration, we have appraisal templates. So there is already a template created here, self and manager's review. So this template only has self-appraisal and manager's review. So for you to create a new template, click on create appraisal templates. Let's have a template name. You can write a description if you want because it's not a mandatory option. And then we have this section. How do you want to assess your employees? Do you want to include self-appraisal, multi-rater review, and manager's review? But manager's review will be selected by default. You cannot create an appraisal process without manager's review. So let's go with all these options. Once this is done, next you will have to select what is going to be the outcome of your appraisal process. That is, what process do you want to run after the appraisal? So you can go with normalization or salary hike, or you can select both the options. So let's click on create appraisal template. So now we are going to discuss about each of these sections separately, starting with self-appraisal. So as a part of self-appraisal, what are all the metrics the employee is going to rate? So we have two different options here, quantitative parameters and qualitative parameters. So quantitative parameters is where employee will have an option to rate against performance metrics, that is goals, KRA and competency. When it comes to qualitative parameters, it is only about the review questions. So enable these options, and once you enable quantitative parameters, you have KRA and goals and competencies. The modules that are listed here is based on the modules that you have enabled under primary evaluation methods. And now you have an option to select between KRA, goals and competency. If you feel that as a part of self-appraisal, I don't want my employees to rate against a KRA, you can disable it, which means that for self-appraisal, KRA will not be included. And then you have an option to make ratings or comments as mandatory, because if none of the option is set to mandatory, the employee can submit the self-appraisal form without filling any of the information. So you can make these options mandatory, or you can even completely remove the rating part if you feel that employee should not rate against a competency. I want my employees just to write a comment against each of the competency assigned to them. If that is the case, you can even completely remove the rating part and you can only have comments. And then we have review questions as a part of qualitative parameters. Here, review questions are enabled. If you want to make it mandatory, you can use this option. And once all this is set, the last option under self-appraisal template is about enabling this option, which is nothing but a guideline. So if you have a policy or a guideline on how an employee should rate themselves, then those set of documents can be added under self-appraisal template. So your employees can use this template as a reference for submitting self-appraisal. So once this is done, you click on next. So the next tab is about multi-rater review. So what are all the preferences that you would like to have for multi-rater review? So again, you do have these two options, quantitative parameters and qualitative parameters. Enable these options, customize these part based on your organization policy. And then comes add reportees as raters by default. So when it comes to multi-rater review, the important part is about who will be considered as the multi-rater. So for a particular employee, there should be a selection. So who will be doing this selection? So one option is multi-raters can be selected by reporting manager or by the reporting manager and the employee. In addition to it, we have this option, add reportees as raters by default, which means that if an employee has subordinates reporting to them, their subordinates will be automatically mapped as multi-raters. Or else, you can go with these manual options where either the reporting manager or employee along with the reporting manager can make the selection. So you click on reporting manager and then you have an option to enter the minimum and maximum number of raters, which means that for one particular employee, you will be able to select only 3 multi-raters and not more than that. The next option is you can give permission to employee along with the reporting manager to make the selection. Again, you can have the option where the minimum and maximum number of raters has to be set. So when you're going with this option where an employee can do the selection, it is mandatory for you to set an approval process so that whenever an employee is selecting a multi-rater, it will go for approval. And only if this request is approved, the concerned individual will be added as a multi-rater in the system. There is also an option where raters selected by the reporting manager will be shown as anonymous. So whenever a reporting manager makes the multi-rater selection, the multi-rater name will be anonymous. That is, their identity will not be revealed to the employee. And the last option here is about allow raters to view self-appraisal. So when the multi-raters are providing a rating in the system, do you want these raters to view the self-appraisal submitted by the employee? If yes, you can go with the option allow raters to view self-appraisal. So once everything is set, click on next. So the next tab is about manager's review. So what are the preferences that you would like to set as a part of manager's review? So first thing is all about enabling the quantitative and qualitative parameters. And then you get to choose the reviewers. Who is going to do the review? So the first option is you can go with reporting to, which is nothing but the manager. So when you say reporting to single level, it is going to be the immediate manager of the employee. Or there are different options to select from. For example, if you go with the option 2 levels, it means that first employee completes self-appraisal, then multi-rater review, then it comes to your immediate manager, and once immediate manager completes the review, it goes to the manager's manager. So that is about 2 levels. In this way, you can have up to 10 levels of reporting hierarchy. So instead of reporting manager, you can also have the department head to provide the review, or even a particular employee. So if I'm going to select Neha here, Neha will be considered as a reviewer for all employees who are participating in this appraisal cycle. The last option is about form fields. So when you click on this drop down, all the user lookups that you have created in the employee form will be listed here. So these are the different options that you can add as a reviewer. You can also have multiple levels of reviews. Let's take this example. So first, I want the reporting manager to do the review. Once that is done, I can add one more level where the department head will do the review. So now this is a 2-level reviewing. That is, first manager does and then the department head does. And once this is done, the last option about manager's review is enable review approval only for final review. That is, once the department head completes the review, it will be sent for approval. For example, you have the CFO of the organization, and this person will be responsible for approving the review submitted. So as soon as department head completes the review, department head has to submit this review for approval, and the request will be sent to the concerned approver. If the approver rejects it, it will again come back to the reviewer. Reviewer has to do the evaluation again and submit it back. So this process runs in a loop until the approver approves the request submitted by the reviewer. You can click here to set up the review approval process. So once everything is selected, click on next. So next, it is about ratings. So we have set preferences related to self, multi-rater and manager's review. So the next topic is about ratings. What type of ratings that you would like to enable? That is, employees are going to rate against goals, KRA and competency. So what should be the rating type? So if you click on this drop down, you have different options to choose from. You can go with star rating, numbers, text or custom rating. So when you say custom rating, you have an option to set the minimum and maximum range. So that is why we call it as custom rating scale. And once this is done, you can decide the number of decimal points to be present in the final score. You can either go with 0, which will be an actual number, not a decimal value, or you can go with the option that your final score can have a decimal value up to 1 place. And next, it is about, do you want to include the not applicable option in ratings? If this is enabled, for an employee, when they are rating against goals or KRAs, there will be star rating, where they can choose option between 1 star to 5 star. In addition to the star rating, there will be an option for an employee to mark it as not applicable, provided this option is enabled. So whenever an employee is enabling the option not applicable in their self-appraisal form, that particular goal will not be included in final score calculation. And minimum comment length. So when we go back to the self-appraisal template, there is an option for employee to write a comment. So here you can add a restriction that the minimum character length whenever an employee is writing a comment should be 50. If it is less than 50, system will throw an error. You can also leave it empty because it's not a mandatory option. So this is about the rating type. The next option is about the rating scale. So once employee completes giving rating to all the metrics assigned to them, the final score will be like this: final score and a rating. So final score is an actual number, that is a numerical value, and rating is going to be a text which is equivalent to the numerical value. So if an employee's final score lies between 4.1 and 5, then the rating will get auto-populated to a text called outstanding. So this is called the rating range. You will have an option to modify this range as well as a terminology that you would like to use. There is one checkbox here which is nothing but this option called rating will get auto-populated by the system. That is, when an employee gets a score between 3.1 and 4, system will auto-populate the rating to excellent. However, the employee or the manager will have an option to overwrite it. That is, they can override this value to outstanding. So the score will be 3.5, but the rating will be outstanding. So whenever you're pulling reports, this can cause confusion. So in order to avoid this manual intervention, you can go with this option, which is nothing but you can log the rating. That is, the rating that it's auto-populated by the system cannot be manually changed by anyone. And then we have module weight. So we do have 3 different types of modules enabled, that is KRA, goal and competency. So when system is calculating the final score, it is going to be an average of all the 3 modules. That is, these 3 modules will be treated equally, which is 33.3%. So this is the weightage that system will use for calculating the final score. However, you can change this weightage distribution. Enable this option module weight. Let's say I'm going to add 60% weightage for KRA and 30% for goal and only 10% for competency. That is, when calculating the final score, system will consider 60% of KRA weightage, and then it will take 30% of goal and only 10% of competency. So you are prioritizing KRA when calculating your final score. And the sum of weightages of all the modules should be 100 and not more than that. And then we have few advanced options. So first is round off score. So if it is a decimal value, you can use this option to round off your final score. And then we have this option, hide final and average module score from appraisee. So whenever an employee is rating the goals module, KRA module, system will generate an average. If you would like to hide this average from the employee, so appraisee means the employee. you can go with the option. And then we have height, final and average module score from multi-rater review. So in the multi-rater review form, you don't want these multi-raters to see the module-wise average. You can enable this option. And then we have height, final and average module score for reviewer. So when the manager or the department head does the review, you don't want them to see the average auto-populated by the system. And the last one is about include modules with no data for score calculation. If you enable this option, I'll give you an example to explain this. We have 3 different modules: KRA, goals, and then competency. So when final score is calculated, it is going to be an average of 3 modules, that is KRA plus goal plus competency divided by 3. In case if an employee does not have any competency mapped, the employee only have KRA and goals. In that case, when calculating the final score, system will automatically eliminate competency. That is, their final score will be calculated in this way: KRA plus goal divided by 2. This is done by the system automatically. However, if you enable this option, include modules with no data for score calculation, if this is enabled, system will also consider competency when calculating my final score, even though no competencies are assigned to the employee. So once you're done with all the preferences, click on next. Now we are redirected to normalization. So this is where you will be able to set the ideal distribution percentage. That is, according to your organization policy, you want to have only 5% of employees to fall under the rating scale of outstanding. In the same way, you will have to enter the distribution percent for all other categories. And you need to make sure that the sum of all these weightages is equal to 100. And once this is done, click on next. And then we have salary hike. So when salary hike is enabled, you will need to have this option in the system to determine who will be doing the hike appraisals. That is, who will be responsible for proposing hike to an employee. So you do have different options to select from. So we have reporting manager, we have the secondary reporting manager. Apart from this, you can also select user lookup fields available in the employee form. So you can make reporting manager as the hike appraiser, which means reporting manager is responsible for allocating hike for their subordinates. You can also make use of this approval process. That is, after a reporting manager submits the hike amount, it will go through an approval process. You can click here to set up the approvals. And then we have the option include designation change to be proposed by the appraiser. So this appraiser, that is the reporting manager, can also propose designation change. And however, this designation change will not get auto-updated in the employee form. This is just a proposal. And this proposal will not affect the entry available in the employee master. Once this is done, click on next. We are in the final step of setting up the appraisal template, which is nothing but publish configuration. So once the rating is done, normalization is done, what will be the last step? To publish the results to the employees, because without publishing the results, employee will not know what are all the ratings that they have received from the multi-raters and from the managers. So there are different options to publish. One is manual method, another one is automatic. Manual method is where the admin or the reporting manager has to go and manually publish the results. When you say automatic, you will have an option to set a date and time. Like when you're actually creating an appraisal cycle, you can specifically tell, I want the results to be published on 31st of August at 10 a.m. in the morning. So based on this, system can automatically publish the results. And the next one is what outcomes should be shared. So we are going to publish the information, but what set of data has to be published? The default option is rating, which is nothing but the text equivalent of your score. So if your score is 4.5, your rating is going to be outstanding. So that is what we call it as rating. In addition to this, you do have different options to choose from. Click here. So these are all the fields available in the evaluation form. And then you have these options. module rating. That is, reviewer comments and reviewer rating is nothing but the ratings given by the manager or the department head or whoever is said to be reviewer in the system. And a rater rating is the rating provided by the multi-raters. So if you go with these options, rater comments, rater ratings, reviewer comments, reviewer ratings, and user rating is nothing but the self-appraisal submitted by the employee. So when all these options are selected, it means that whenever you publish the results, employee will have an option to see the self-appraisal they have submitted and the peer rating they have received. So when I say rating, it is going to be inclusive of all the information. So what rating and comment that the peer has given for each goal, KRA and competency. In the same way, when we say reviewer rating, it includes the complete review form. So that is about what outcomes should be shared to the employee. And then who can share the results, because we have selected the manual option. So if it is manual, someone should go and publish the results. So admin can do it by default. In addition to admin, you can give permission to reporting manager or to the final reviewer. So final reviewer is nothing but in case if you're having a multiple levels of review, the final person who is doing the review will have an option to publish the results. So now the results are published, the employee will be able to see all the information and then you can collect feedback from the employee about the appraisal process by enabling this option. So can an employee share their feedback on the appraisal experience? So once everything is set, we click on submit. So now we have successfully created an appraisal template called yearly appraisal, which includes self-appraisal, multi-rater review and manager's review. So when you're actually creating the appraisal cycle, you will have an option to choose between all the templates that you're creating here. You can directly pick a template, update the relevant information, and you can initiate the appraisal process. This is about appraisal template creation in the performance module.